Jim Allen's giving me the high sign. I was giving instructions to this crew of Ag Education FFA students. Got 4 with me. They're all sophomores. They've had lots of experience in Ag Education FFA, and they're about to tell you about themselves. First thing I have students do is introduce themselves. If you want to give a little family background, that's fine too. It's up to you, and it doesn't matter who goes first. Who wants to volunteer to dive in?
I will go first.
All right.
My name is Caleb Ingram, and I am the Assistant Vice President in the Salem FFA. And my dad and mom are David and Kim Ingram. My dad's a conservation agent. My mom's a psychiatrist.
My name is Cole Corson. I'm the assistant reporter, and my parents are Maria and Rich Corson.
My name is Hannah Brookshire, and this is my second year in FFA, and my parents are John and Elisa Brookshire.
My name is Tyler Schellhammer. This is also my second year in FFA, and my parents are Shane and Denise.
Very good. You guys have done great on the first question. Just continue that. You say, well, how are you asking that way? Well, boy, last group, it's a great bunch of kids. They just had not had the experiences you guys have had, and that's where you're going to have a chance to really tell folks that are listening now to FFA Day on KSMO what Ag Education FFA is about. Doesn't matter who answers the question first. Sometimes it's easier to give the first answer because then it doesn't sound like you're repeating what somebody else said. So my question to all of you, and anybody can go first, is why did you decide to enroll in Ag Education to start with, your 9th grade year?
I guess I'll go first again.
Okay.
I signed up for FFA and Ag because it's fun, and it's a lot more fun than anything else in school. And it's a great opportunity to learn about Ag and farming and just other stuff too. So,
How'd you know it was fun?
well, because my brother was in it, he said it was pretty fun, so I just trusted him.
You actually believed your brother on
I
something.
did.
That's good. All right,
Never do
Caleb.
again.
All right. Who's next?
Well, I joined because
Cole.
my dad was in FFA in the 80s, and he said it was pretty fun. He did it in Louisiana, though.
I got
That's
you.
where he's from. Yeah, but yeah, he said it was fun. He said he would definitely enjoy me doing it, and I want to learn more about Ag Education. So.
Okay. Very good.
I joined FFA last year because of my whole family has been involved in farming all their lives, and I've been doing it too, and they've also been in FFA. They were also in FFA for their high school years, so, and I figured it was something else to do. So, yeah.
Very good.
I joined FFA because my family, my sisters, my dad, they've all been in FFA, and I figured that it would be a good chance to experience the real world. And if I'm being honest, then one of the main reasons is because we get out of school a lot.
On a normal year, yes. On an abnormal year, we don't know what's coming up. Oh, my. Yeah. Well, at least nobody said they enrolled because they heard it was easy. And so that's a good thing because it's anything that's fun is easy. And they're shaking their heads. I know on the radio air, you can't hear them shaking their heads. Fortunately, none of these, their heads don't rattle when they shake their heads. So they were all shaking their heads in agreement that, yes, it's a lot of work, but it's also very enjoyable and fun. Being second-year members, you've had the opportunity to be involved in a few more activities than the last group, even though about a year ago this time, school was out because of COVID. But what has been some of the activities that you had the opportunity to be involved in so far in Ag Education FFA that you would call your favorites? What have you been involved in? Anybody? Go ahead, Cole.
It was probably definitely Beef Days last week or last year. I don't remember if it was in either October or August, but it was really enjoyable. We had a bunch of 3rd and 4th graders out teaching about all different types of ag subjects, and we got to feed them burgers. That was pretty nice.
Absolutely. And we've mentioned Beef Days in our very first group today, and that's one thing, again, that folks have really missed because you didn't get to hold of Beef Days this school year. Hopefully that'll be back some of these days. At least this week, were any of you involved in the Food for America program this week? Okay. Cole and Hannah are shaking their heads, and you'll mention a little bit about that in just a little while. I'd ask you to, and I'm glad you had that opportunity to get that program at least back in because the influence you get the opportunity to have over elementary students is very important. Kind of like the influence you were referring to that other people had over you in your decision to enroll in ag education, FFA. All right, what's some other favorite activities? Maybe that's that's the top of the list. Hannah's shaking her head, so everybody says that's the top of the list. But anything else that you've really enjoyed? Go ahead, Cole. Share that.
Yeah, we had a barn dance. I don't remember which. It was like an Area 13 dance,
Mm-hmm.
and it was really fun. It was really enjoyable.
Did you have that out in the country at
We had it. What was the barn's name? I don't remember.
Bonita
I
Valley?
don't remember.
was
No,
that
I
the
don't
year
thi- it was
before?
on HH.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's Smith Valley.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, that's where we had
I'm
it.
sorry.
Yeah, that was
The year before, the group went to Bonita Valley. So, yes, the Smiths are quite great people to work with, and they provided their facility for
definitely
an
nicest barn I've
area-wide
ever
barn,
seen.
barn dance. Now, guys, you mentioned area barn dance. What are we talking about when we say area? Is that just locally here, Salem, and the counties that border Salem?
No, we have quite a few from like all southern Missouri. We have Rolla, West Plains, Mountain Grove, Mountain View. I think we go all the way, St. James? No, I
Yeah,
don't think.
yeah,
It might just be
I think
Rolla.
St. James.
Yeah.
Yep, and you go from here to the Arkansas line,
Yep,
basically, even
all the way to Thayer, yeah.
Yep, Thayer's included. So that's another aspect that we hadn't mentioned on any of the previous programs this morning. So I'm glad we got over in that. Okay, anything else? That's been our favorites so far.
I can't remember the name of it, but like we went to like it was
Oh,
Wardak.
the
Wardak
Wardak.
Farm. And we learned about like bees and just a bunch of stuff, and it was really interesting. And got out of school for it, so that was nice, and a free
Yeah.
free lunch. So, yeah.
But you got out for something educational. That's,
Yeah.
that's a major
Yeah.
thing. And that was fall of your ninth grade year, right?
Yeah, it was.
Oh, yeah, and didn't get to go back. Well, I serve on the WARDAC Advisory Committee, and actually, we've not had an advisory committee meeting either during this whole COVID episode. Now we're getting close. We think in April we're going to probably have a face-to-face, not locally close face-to-face, but actually in-person meeting of that organization. Okay, kind of changing the pacing a little bit. What have you found to be the most challenging thing about ag education, FFA?
Well, we have to fill out these record book forms,
Yeah.
and I'm sure Miss Johnson's listening, so I'm not going to say anything.
She
bad
said she
about
would.
it.
She said she was going to listen, so yeah,
Oh, yeah.
she's tuned in.
They're not the best or most funnest thing in ag, but I guess they make me realize how much money I spend. So that's kind of useful.
And any other aspects of that you can see future-wise in terms of completing those applications that are, yes, they're painful to complete. They are for everybody. But what about down the road? I think that's,
Teaches you how to do taxes.
That's what I was about to say.
you start keeping track of stuff and then realizing that someday you're going to have to worry about the taxes. And then also, I think maybe during your sophomore year, you're going to start a proficiency application.
We are
Yeah,
You already
had
did.
that earlier.
Oh
Okay.
my gosh.
Good. Yeah, they're not a lot of fun either,
No,
are
they're
they?
not.
That was painful.
time-consuming.
Yeah,
Yeah,
very
that took a
time-consuming.
while.
But down the road, you're going to have to be doing different kinds of applications. There are going to be job applications. There's going to be all kinds of things that you're going to have to address. So that hands-on experience really comes in valuable for you. Okay, that's been a couple of challenges. Anything else you can think of? Creed was easy as a ninth grader.
Oh yeah, that was.
Yeah,
Oh,
that was,
I wouldn't say easy.
The hardest thing is the thing we say when we're like starting the meetings. What is that called?
Oh, yeah.
It's like the responsibilities of
the-
Sure.
FFA.
To practice brotherhood,
Yeah,
honor,
I was
brother,
like,
opportunity,
I know the
responsibility,
reporter
develop
parts
those-
in the creed, but I cannot remember that to save my
You
life.
can't.
So Miss
Well,
Johnson, just know that.
Yeah. Okay. She heard it. She heard it. All right. We've dealt with some difficulties. That's a good thing. So let's go over to something maybe a little more positive. Being again second-year members, you should have had probably had some experience with a contest team, a career development event during your freshman year. So let's talk about your experiences back in your freshman year with contest teams, because I realize, and we've already talked about this with the other groups, with this 2 weeks that you've been out with the weather break, that you really hadn't really gotten contest teams much started with them, so that's just something occurring basically this week. What were you involved as a freshman? What were you involved in?
I was in FFA knowledge,
Okay.
and we competed at Mountain Grove. But by the time we got to anything special, we didn't even get to get a real conference because
Sure, you just got started and then
it got shut off.
COVID shut down the school.
And then I'm on the debate team, the ag debate team this year, so we haven't
there's
gotten
a-
that started yet.
There's a debate team.
Yeah.
Oh, really? That's a new one since I was involved. That's all right. That's a long time ago anyway. So, all right. Anybody else on it? Involved?
So I went to a couple of horse judging practices last year, and I didn't get to go and do anything. But this year, I'm doing horse judging again, and I made my friend Caleb here do it with me.
I know nothing about horses.
That's not a bad thing, believe it or
That's
not.
what I heard.
Well, if you're building it from the ground up, it's a lot easier because with the standards you already have, the standards they have for judging is completely different.
Well put, Tyler. Very good. That's exactly correct. Well, I could go back and we want to talk about your experiences, not experiences I had. What else are we doing this year or planning on in terms of contest teams? Anybody else?
I just have horse judging this year as well. I did FFA knowledge last year, the same as Cole.
Okay. Now, of course, last year the contest kind of got started barely, and that's it.
Yeah.
This year, I read a lot about some states, and even Missouri, doing some virtual contest. I don't know what you've heard about that. Like you did FFA knowledge. They made, now I'm thinking now more in terms of the speaking contest, like creed speaking and the advanced public speaking contest, and even job interview, parliamentary procedure, those different leadership contests in particular being done virtually. And I just have trouble imagining what that would be like in terms of trying to judge the performance of students. But I guess we will adjust, and that may be the standard for a few years. I guess we'll wait and see. Any other contest teams planned by any of the members of this group? Okay. I don't think we've touched much on your supervised agriculture experience. We did in terms of record keeping, but what do you guys do for your supervised agriculture experience, your SAE?
Well, I raise and show a steer at the annual expo every year, so working on that already. And it was fun last year, and people were worried about it getting canceled due to COVID, but we made it through, and everybody was fine, so that's good.
Yeah, it worked good. A lot better than we thought it would a year ago this time. In fact, last year we weighed in steers, and then it hit, and everybody's going, what are we going to do? And we made it. It was a success, definite success. Okay, somebody else on
Well,
their
I'm,
SAE.
Over the summer, I go to a place called Turkey Hill Ranch Bible Camp south of Freeburg, and I take care of them. I'm on their stables crew up
Oh.
there, and I do that. I was actually with she was going to school for being an ag teacher. That's my boss's wife,
Oh.
and she was telling me about
Cool.
it. She said this can be considered as part of your SAE. So
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
that's what I do.
That's one thing that's really, really changed over the years. And I know for you guys, years is, you're 16, 17. That's all there is. That's all there is to life is those years. There wasn't anything before that. But if we go back before that, it was all cows, plows, and sows was the old term, and you've probably heard that already before. It's definitely not the case anymore. Just almost anything works for a student's supervised agriculture experience. Hannah, what do you do?
My SAE is my breeding heifer. I've had her for about 5 years now. I raised her, I bottle fed her, and she's definitely made her money.
Okay.
That's all I can say.
Good. And you can go out in the field and pet her anytime you
Yep.
want to. Haven't been a bottle baby. You bet. All right, Tyler.
Well, I own 2 horses, and I also work for my parents when it comes to maintaining and just checking on them and helping train all the rest of the horses that we own at our place.
Okay, very good. So we've got, again, the advantage compared to the last group, just first-year students, just starting out this year, these folks, second-year students, and definitely you can see some increase in their involvement in their supervised agriculture experience. we've talked a little bit about future plans in terms of career development events. What are some other of your future plans that you've got, even if you want to go even out to after high school? But first of all, let's talk about what do you want to accomplish? What's some goals you've set for yet in high school? And it could be this year or your junior or senior year. Doesn't matter to me.
Definitely make the varsity team in football.
Oh,
I think me and Caleb can definitely roll with that.
Yeah,
Okay.
hopefully.
And that's another thing that we haven't touched on yet, and we should, is that we'd have a lot of ag students that are involved in sports, not strictly football, but a variety of sports at high school. Let's talk about when you're involved in a sport, high school sports, and ag and FFA, what kind of difficulties or issues and even positives? What do you see? How do you see those working together? Anybody?
It's
Caleb?
definitely harder when you play sports and have FFA at the same time because you will have to miss certain things for sports or even miss some sports because of FFA. But last year I had to miss the green hand ceremony because we had a basketball game, and it's just kind of a pain sometimes. But it's pretty worth it in the end when you get it all said and done.
Right.
Yeah,
Cole?
even the varsity players in football, the ones that are in FFA, they have to miss the national convention because they have a football game.
Yep.
So yeah, that would be kind of sad.
And then that's even when we have a national convention, of course, and it's not the virtual variety, the virtual variety. But anyway, that's part of I guess, learning how you set priorities and how you work your system so that you can get involved in the different things that you want to be involved in. Just part of growing up in life, isn't it, guys? Okay, what other future plans? I'm sorry, we kind of got those in place. Anybody else future plans yet in high school or after high school? Maybe we should switch our conversation to after high school. What's your goals for after high school? I know that's quite a ways off yet, but here we're at the end of third quarter already. So basically your sophomore year is about over.
Yeah.
So you're halfway through high school. How quick did the first half go?
Very, very fast.
Yeah. Even with the interruption that COVID created, it still goes by very fast. So you'll be at that point quicker than you can imagine, really, of, okay, we're about to be done with high school. What do you got planned after high school? And if you don't have anything, I'm sorry to interrupt you, Tyler, forgive me. If you don't have any specific plans, that's not a problem. You got some time. Go ahead.
Yeah.
I'll shut up.
I just want to go to college, probably in Rolla, S&T in Rolla, for some sort of engineering. I'm not quite sure yet.
Okay, excellent. Okay. Anna?
Well, I plan to hopefully go to college and become a prosecuting attorney, and FFA has really helped me out with that. It's gave me a lot of knowledge on public speaking and time management overall.
Okay. If you get a chance to work on parliamentary procedure, do that too.
Okay.
That'll be definitely an advantage and a plus towards that particular career goal. Get my words spit out here.
Yeah, I'm going to try to go to the Air Force Academy in Colorado Springs. That's my goal.
Good luck, Cole. Good luck. And I don't mean that in a negative way. I mean positive. Good luck, young man. Good luck.
Well, I'm planning to go to college in Springfield, hopefully, for business and sports business management.
I see. Okay. So these guys have career goals, obviously, and that's excellent. I'm really, really glad to hear that you guys have goals in those directions. What have you seen as Hannah really answered this question that I'm about to ask in her comment there about her career goal. How do you see ag education FFA benefiting you towards that career goal?
I guess I'll go first again. Well, it's really helped me a lot with speaking skills. Like, back when I first started FFA, if I had to get up and talk in front of like 100 people, I would probably pee my pants. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that on the air, but I just did, so.
I guess you can
There's
say that
that.
on air. Go ahead.
And, it just helped my speaking out a little and helped me to make a lot of friends, and new opportunities have helped me a lot with FFA.
Very good. Someone else.
Yeah, definitely like making relationships with new people that hadn't met before. That's always a good thing to learn.
It is. And I pardon me for interjecting, but I think that's one of the the largest negatives about COVID and how it's affected ag education, FFA, is, and the heads around me, they're all going up and down in the agreement that, yeah, not being able, and these guys having had their freshman year, or most of it, and getting some of those experiences we've already talked about, like Beef Days and WordAC and different leadership conferences, that's just quite a, I don't know what the word I'm searching for is, but it's a big loss, I guess is the best way to put it. All right. Tyler?
Aside from the, speaking and making connections with people, I'd have to say it's the record book and the organization that you learn from it. It's really important.
Okay, very good. Excellent points, guys. These guys they're on the ball. I better not say it before they get finished, but I think they're doing a good job. Okay, let's kind of set up a scenario or thought processes here where you're kind of, you get a chance to talk to some either friends or relatives that are younger. What are some of the reasons that you would share with them about why they should be involved in ag education and FFA?
Well, everybody's looking at me, so I guess I'll
All right,
I'll
Caleb.
start. Like if they asked me why they should join FFA, I would tell them that it's a lot of fun and it's a great opportunity to learn about farming, and just not even farming, but leadership skills and things you'll use in future in life when you're older.
Okay.
Yeah,
Good.
I think
Cole?
parroting what Caleb said, it definitely teaches them a lot of skills that they'll need in life, and meeting new people again, that's always a good thing.
Absolutely. Okay. Hannah.
Well, I'll touch on a little bit of what they said, and it definitely builds the real life experience, and it really does build relationships with other people. My first year in ag, I didn't really want to talk to anybody, but FFA really got me into making new friends, making new relationships.
Okay, excellent. I guess, Tyler, you have to comment something. Everybody else did.
I'd have to add on to what Hannah said. Yeah, the same thing. At the start of ag, I wouldn't be speaking here at all. I wouldn't be able to do it. So it really helped.
Excellent. What in ag and FFA, you all alluded to that it really helped you with your communication skills and confidence. What have you done that, can you put a finger on or say, this is what we did in ag and FFA that really contributed to my confidence? This is what really contributed to my improving my speaking skills. We never get them perfected. Obviously, if listening to me, if you've been listening, I've messed up a few times, and I will mess up more times. I do programs here on the radio, and I very, very infrequently get through a long, such as a 12-minute news block. 12 minutes long. Present that without error. That's not easy, and I don't know if I've ever gotten through a 12-minute news block without some little error in it. So what can you put your finger on anything in particular that's provided you that increase in confidence or improvement in speaking ability?
Definitely getting forced to talk in front of third and fourth graders. That'll teach you a lot really quickly.
Okay. There's one.
I'd say it's also we do the creed speaking and all of our speeches in class as well. So when you're standing up in front of your class, it really helps your confidence when you're doing those things.
Nerve-wracking, and you come in. Well, I shouldn't speak for you guys, but I'm sure some of you think.
Yeah.
Go ahead, shut up, Bob, and let somebody else talk. Hannah or Caleb, either one.
I'll go first. Both. Third or second. I don't remember.
Just take a turn.
Yeah, the talking in front of fourth graders is kind of stressful. They're kind of troublemakers and turds, kind of. But also speaking at the degree ceremony, and it was kind of nerve-wracking until after I did it, and I realized that wasn't so bad. But yeah, just kind of in the moment and speaking, it's kind of nervous.
Yeah, we have to learn that, and even after years, sometimes we don't learn this lesson that nothing is as bad as we think it's going to be. Sometimes it's the other way, too. Nothing's quite as great as we think it's going to be, as we anticipate it, but it should be all working out for the good. We sure hope. I think we pretty well worked that one, and probably ending that. Okay. Anything else? We're kind of winding down here with this group. Anything else you'd like to share? Yeah, time's flown by because you guys have provided a lot of input and answers, and that makes the time go really, really quickly for us. Anything else you'd like to add before as we close out? They're kind of looking at one another now. That's This is the quietest they've been.
Cole looks like he wants to say something.
Yes, he does. Very good.
Yeah,
Very
definitely.
perceptive.
I would definitely recommend to anybody going into ag that being an officer is definitely one of the greatest things you can do. Is like just learning to lead and definitely learning behind like the leaders before us. Like definitely learned a lot from Kennedy because she's my reporter, and definitely learned a lot from her.
Okay. And she'll be along later today. So
Yeah,
we'll-
I think Caleb learned a lot from Sierra too.
Yeah, definitely. Before this, I wouldn't be able to talk in front of a lot of people, and she's helped me out quite a bit.
Okay, excellent. Peers helping
Yeah.
one another. That's a part of it I know takes place, but I really hadn't thought that much about it myself. What about Hannah or Tyler? Anything else that you'd like to add? Either one of you.
I guess I'll add, last year I really enjoyed welding. Welding, it was pretty fun for me. It was pretty scary at first, but the people that I welded with, they made it a good time.
Off air, I'll ask you a welding question. I'm not going to ask it here on air. Okay, Tyler, anything?
I don't really have anything to add to that besides, just FFA is a really great opportunity. It provides you with just so much.
And you need to get out there and get out of your comfort zone and try some of those things out that you
Just try it the first time. All you got to do is just go to the first meeting, do that,
Yeah.
take that first step. It's the first step that's always the scariest and it can always teach you the most.
Well put. With that, I'm going to stop and ask Caleb if he would list some of the sponsors that have made FFA Day on KSMO Radio possible. We've got a lot of sponsors, I think in total over 40. And so, Caleb, if you'd share some of those names, I'd appreciate it.
All right. We got Riverways Federal Credit Union, Mid-Ozark Animal Health Center, State Farm Insurance, Jadwin and Smith Auto Body LLC, K&H Auto Supply, VIP Properties, Steelman Abstract and Title Company, Napa Mooney Auto Supply, Lorinda's Furniture and More, Century 21 South Central Realty, I don't know how to pronounce that word.
You got it.
Yeah,
Second time.
perfect.
You got it. Good job.
72 Farm Center, Duncan Family Chiropractic, Robert Judson's Lumber Company, and Wofford Bros Plumbing.
That's Wofford Brothers. I know they always put that Bros down there, but it's Wofford Brothers. All right, and we thank those folks, and I thank these four. They've done an excellent job, and it's obvious, I'm sure, to our listeners, if they were listening to the previous group, that a year's experience sure makes a lot of difference in what you can share with the listening audience today. With that said, I thank these four for their time, Caleb, Cole, Hannah, and Tyler. They've done an excellent job, and I'm going to turn it back over to Jim Allen. Jim?